Yeah, I know it's Halloween season again, but I'm burnt out on doing scary game reviews. I've been doing them for 15 years for the NES, Super NES, TurboGrafx 16, and even the Sega Genesis. I'm over it! No, I'm serious. No spooky stuff this year. But I still want to review a few games. So how about I tackle a system I never did before here? What about, let's see, the Nintendo 64? It'll be a little Halloween themed though. I got my fire orange controller right here, and I filled my candy bowl with a bunch of N64 games. So I'm going to close my eyes and randomly select a few to play right now. It's totally random, I swear. ScoobyDoo Classic Creep Capers? I said no scary games. I'm not going to do it. But I wonder what would have happened if I did. ScoobyDoo Classic Creep Capers is an adventure game developed by Terraglyph Interactive Studios and published by THQ in 2000. The year 2000! There are 4 episodes/stages in the game, and each features the Mystery Machine and its crew who are out to solve the mystery. The player controls the hippie Shaggy with Scooby in tow, who does absolutely nothing. The objective is to search and find all the items and to progress in the stage to find more items, all while avoiding the enemies, creepy villain, and security guard who will toss you out of rooms and force you to restart the area. But you can turn the tables on him. Oh, serious concussions are hysterical! When Shaggy finds all the clues and items needed, he can return them to the gang, which then comes up with a plan to trap the disguised villain, and then the player uses Shaggy and Scooby as bait to trap them. It's a simple premise, but it's a slog to play. The game's camera is locked per each section of the room, making movement difficult while trying to avoid foes and obstacles that will scare Shaggy, and if Shaggy gets scared enough, he'll eventually have to restart the stage area. It's especially tough when trying to avoid the big baddie who chases Shaggy around. On the surface, this title feels like a fun time, but it can be frustrating. Jinkies! These camera angles suck! Scooby-Dooby-Doo! Yeah, maybe it was for the best that I skipped this one. Alright, fresh game. Alright, a Mortal Kombat game. SubZero. This should be a blast. An icy blast. Mortal Kombat Mythologies SubZero was developed and published in 1997 by Midway. Unlike the previous Mortal Kombat games, this is not strictly a fighting game, but an action-adventure experience with fighting and beat-em-up game elements. Players control Sub, I'm not a ninja, Zero, who is hired by Quan Chi, who looks like needs more sleep, to retrieve some non-ninja stuff. So you have to beat up foes in a 2D setting, mostly one at a time, while retrieving keys and unlocking paths to reach the end of the stage. Controls are similar to any typical Mortal Kombat game, with 2 punches, 2 kicks, blocking, and running introduced in Mortal Kombat 3. Alright, this first bald dude is going down. What the heck? Why isn't Sub-Zero facing the enemy? Oh, you need to press the B button to turn around? It's awkward to do this while trying to fight, and throws the gameplay flow way off. Time to freeze this sucker. Oh, it's not working? Yeah, Sub-Zero doesn't start with his trademark special moves. They have to be earned through an RPG experience system. There are also health potions and power-ups you can acquire and use. So these one-on-one encounters feel like fighting game enemies and not standard beat-em-up foes who die after a few hits. These should be straightforward battles, but each is annoying since the game doesn't display their health bars. Why not do this? What the fudge? Well, it's a good time to mention that the game has booby traps. And when you die, you have to go through everyone you just defeated again? Ugh. I ran past that Goonies trap. And hey, nice blind hit. Alright, what do I do now? I guess I'll just jump and... Oh, dead. Now I'm getting annoyed. But at least I can freeze these fools to speed things up. Let's try this balcony jump again. Get away! Is this on hard mode? This is the first stage, right? I didn't put in a cheat code and accidentally select a later stage? Sweet lord! Okay, let's see. That was medium? Alright, very easy. I'll admit I need it. This should be a cakewalk now. Ow! Wait, now there are 2 of them? On very easy mode? I just very easily jumped to my death. This is my 6th time trying this. You have to jump perfectly onto the ledge and then jump forward again to hit an awning and land safely. Yeah, that's intuitive. Well, what the hell? How'd that guy run to me without triggering the trap? The enemies respawn? This is hell enough without respawning enemies. Even Goombas don't respawn. I got the slide attack now and I'm cheesing it. I have no shame. Climbing this rope feels good. Oh shit, no! This may take a while. Crushed again! And again. 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 I am not having a very easy time right now. Finally, something resembling a Mortal Kombat fight. But it's weird since the screen keeps SubZero centered, so it's tough to see Scorpion at times. It doesn't truly feel like Mortal Kombat due to this. Eventually, you climb to the top and that ends the first stage. Then there's an awkward cutscene of stills that goes on and on and on. This is longer than Dr. Zhivago. Look it up. At least the PlayStation version has full video cutscenes where you can laugh at the Fox Kids looking production values. Now we're combining platforming with beat-em-up action. Did we learn nothing from Double Dragon on the NES? This stage consists of mostly jumping with the air blowing you and also grabbing the edge of platforms and pulling yourself up. It's like playing the asshole version of Prince of Persia. And then you come to this rotating spoon-looking platform that you have to time the jump for. What? Okay. I think I have it. So, this is 64-bit gaming, huh? Finally. It feels like it operates more on luck than anything else. Fluffernutter! And now I'm in a cyclone and have to deal with more platforming fun and face another booby trap before reaching this cosplay Homelander who is beating the ever-living shit out of me. Remember, this is supposed to be very easy. Very easy. Very easy. Very easy. Easy, very. Very easy. Well, that wasn't fun, but there's no way that title accurately represents the N64 library. Let's move on to the next random game. This game's broken. Yeah, this one's broken. I can't play this one. Yeah. Okay, next. Totally random. Oh, okay, Karmageddon 64. I'll enjoy playing this one. I owned the first 2 Karmageddon games on the PC as a teenager. What? I always keep my PC games close by, just in case I have to reference them in a game review. Karmageddon 64 was published in 2000 by Titus Interactive and is a port of Karmageddon 2 Carpocalypse Now, a vehicular combat PC game from 1998. The first game in the series was originally supposed to be a Death Race 2000 game, hence the theme of running people over. The objective for all of the races is to go through the checkpoints to win. You gain credits and time by performing stunts and jumps. Cutting stunt bonus. That's edgy. However, you can also finish races by wasting all the opponents by driving into them. A third way to win is by killing all the zombies in stages. Zombies? These are supposed to be people with blood. They've censored out the series trademark, running over humans and seeing their bodies splatter, and replaced them with lame zombies who spurt green ooze when you hit them. They even incorporated this lame change into the story, where the Earth's toxic atmosphere has turned everyone into zombies. What the hell? Did Greenpeace write this? Nintendo 64 was supposed to have evolved past censorship. On the 64, we had violent Mortal Kombat games, bad violent Mortal Kombat games, and gory schlocky stuff like War Gods, so what's the problem? These polygon counts are so low, you could barely tell they're supposed to be people anyway. Look at this thing! When playing, the controls are actually not terrible. The braking is effective and the handbrake is nice. The camera can be bad at times, but that's typical for a lot of these early 3D games. If you mess up during the races, which happens a lot, credits can be used to recover your car with L, while R is used to repair vehicle damage, which you'll constantly be doing. The best way to finish races is to quickly destroy your opponents. If you do this, afterwards you can repair those vehicles and then use them, which is nice. Different cars, vans, and trucks can be fun, but the game doesn't tell you their strengths and weaknesses, and some are a pain to drive. And no, I'm not buying the $144 manual in good condition from someone named Squirmy Wormy to find out. Spoilers, it's not in there anyway. The graphics are bland and the textures are blah, but let's talk about that hardcore electronic soundtrack. Thankfully, it can be turned down, but maybe it's your thing. This be my glow sticks! Most Karmageddon 64 races devolve into a boring demolition derby where you're constantly running into your opponents. But this becomes ridiculous to do when the other cars fall into water, but it's still slightly more interesting than racing through the checkpoints. But the game is now a slow motion boring demolition derby. This is most of the experience, just backing into your opponents at the start of the race and then wasting them one by one. What's really being wasted is my time. The computer AI is so terrible. They almost never try to complete a race to win, they just try to run into your car wherever you may be. But if one opponent gets away, they can be tough to track down, and having no ability to see the course map, like you can on the PC version, stinks. And since you get bonus credits in time every time you hit an opponent or every time you do a stunt, it's almost impossible to lose most races. But the challenge ramps up in the ridiculous missions that become platformers. Yeah, platforming in a racing game. This stage has you try to destroy satellites by jumping between buildings to get at them. It's the most stressful thing you can imagine. The hell? It gets even worse in this stage where you have to destroy all the mines in this car amusement park that has ramps and loop-de-loops. You have to be perfect to hit some of these, and that's nearly impossible in the time allotted, especially since it's all trial and error. Oh no, try again! I promise that was dumb luck. Oh, you hard-driving piece of shit! Look at this jump! There's no way to do this with skill! In this stage, you have to make a jump to somehow get to the top of that air traffic control tower. For real? I tried 40 times and I never got close. Yeah, there are power-ups and abilities you can find all over the open stages. Oh wow, turbo boost. But it's all a cherry on top of a moldy lunchly. I'm a big fan of the Karmageddon series, so it's very disappointing that this port is so bad. I even own a copy of Karmageddon 2 Carpocalypse Now, sealed! Sealed? Sealed? Alright, what's next? Scared the crap out of me! I said no scary stuff! I think I'll skip this one for obvious reasons. Alright, a Power Rangers game. It's morphin' time! Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue, developed by Mass Media and published by THQ in 2000. We start with the TV show's theme song, but the audio is super compressed. And where are the vocals? The PlayStation version has the full theme song and video from the TV show to get you hyped. I was in college when this show first came on. We start with some high school art stills to tell us the game's story and... Alright. The first stage. Oh boy. You start as the Yellow Ranger trying to eliminate goo by firing some energy bolt from your hands and from your... Wait, what? Crunch Magic! The textures are so bad they look like placeholders. That's not the only weird thing. How about this doofy-ass run? So after this obscenely easy stage, there's a side-scrolling vehicle one, where the player controls a fire engine rescue ranger vehicle, putting out cars that are on fire. Well, there's a lot here. Must be a Tesla dealership nearby. Oh, it's funny, because their cars burn up. The people yelling for help are way too happy that their car is on fire with them inside of it. All right, I'm being cooked alive! But check out what happens if you accidentally bump into a vehicle. What? Come on. Insurance premiums must suck in this city. Then there's a first-person Megazord battle where the player just spams missiles at the enemy. If you get close, you can also spam punch the dude. There are power-ups too, but this is just sad. It's like the equivalent of an Atari 2600 game in 3D. Atari? Kombat? Kombat. This is how the game cycles. There are stages running around where you have to eliminate or destroy items or rescue dummies who don't run away for some reason, while you deal with simple enemies that come at you. These alternate with the side-scrolling vehicle stages and the one-on-one Megazord battles. However, almost no stage provides any true challenge or makes you think at all. In particular, the stages on foot are incredibly easy, especially with all the health pickups and power-ups. So there is little chance of failure unless you have the reaction time of a ground sloth. No offense to any sloths out there. Maybe I can challenge myself by completing the stage by killing only when necessary. Kinda like a Power Rangers Jedi. Oh my god, is that Grimace? The reason the Mets had such a magical season this year? No, I can't harm him! Grimace, stay away! No, Grimace! Why did you kamikaze me? No wonder the Mets lost in the playoffs. There are also a few third-person hovercraft stages thrown in, where you shoot at enemies and retrieve objects, but it is so lifeless that I wish I were playing Karmageddon 64 again. So this continues with bland stage after bland stage for seemingly forever. This game is so boring and way too easy. This is Fisher-Price, my first N64 game. And Lightspeed Rescue isn't so bad that it can be entertaining in that way. It's just so blah. You know what's incredible? A game based upon a show that features martial arts does not have you use martial arts to defeat enemies. Just crotch magic. The PlayStation version does have beat-em-up elements, and while it doesn't look amazing, it at least gets that right. Here's the final stage. Spoilers, there is no strategy nor challenge at all. Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue might have been impressive as a tech demo on the Ultra 64 prototype in 1995, but for the Nintendo 64 in the year 2000, it's a disgrace. All right. These totally random Nintendo 64 games have ruined my Halloween. I mean, I know a little bit about the console, but I'm the NES punk. If only there was a reasonably priced resource that can help me learn about every N64 game.
Wolf Daddy has the answer.
Oh no, not you again!
It's Ultimate Nintendo Guide to the N64 Library. This book contains reviews of all 400 Nintendo 64 games, hardware section, controller variants, console variants, N64 DD reviews, N64 history articles, and much more. Order yours at ultimatenintendo.com. Tell them Wolf Daddy sent you.
Wolf Daddy! A crummy commercial? Son of a bitch!
You know you want this.
Don't look directly at the audience, Wolf Daddy.
Sorry, Pat. It's for the ladies.
Alright, well, this has still been not as weird as some of my past Halloween videos. I'll see you next time.
What the hell is the Amico? That's not sexy.
Your pecs look like ripened pumpkins. Ugh. Ugh, this blow pop is probably 8 years old. What's wrong with me? This isn't Cruising USA, this is Cruising my bunghole. This isn't Cruising USA, this is Cruising my taint.